Welcome, everybody. Thanks for giving me a few extra minutes to get my stuff totally ready. Today, if you haven't figured out with my hints, we are making sorbet. I bet you didn't know that. I know, I'm so funny. So I wanted to show you real quick how to make, we have cantaloupe. We're gonna make a cantaloupe sorbet, and I'm super excited for it. A sorbet is just going to be a simple syrup or a sugar and water base with your fruit. You're going to blend it, and that's really it. There's not a lot to it. Some people get sorbet and sherbet mixed up. Sherbet has a dairy base to it, and sorbet is just the fruit and the sugars. So, hey Jamie, we are going to just kind of show you a few different things, we being me. What I did was I initially cut up some cantaloupe and froze it. So one way you could do it is having it frozen overnight or for a couple hours to have just kind of an instant sorbet to mix with your sugar water. The other way is to put it in the freezer after you've blended all your ingredients together, and then every 30 minutes or so you're going to go back and you're going to go swish, swish, swish. So let me just show you that. I did that earlier. And that's kind of a chunky mixture. That's where you're gonna go into the freezer every 30 minutes to really smooth it out. If you wanna do it quicker and you don't wanna have to spend all the extra time to it, we're gonna do that right now. You're gonna take about half a cup of water, and you're gonna do about half a cup of simple syrup. If you don't have simple syrup, then you can make it. It is about, I'm going to do a little less than half so it's not super, super sweet because my cantaloupe is very ripe. So if you don't have simple syrup, it's super simple. About a cup of sugar and about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of water. Warm it up on the stove and then take it off and let it cool. So there's your simple syrup. All right, so now these cantaloupes have been frozen. So this should be easier for a quick sorbet. This is about 3.5 cups. So you can do 3 to 4 cups. And that's my cantaloupe. I don't have my food processor, so I'm using a blender. I tried using an emulsifier earlier. That didn't really work for me, so bear with me. All right, super easy, super simple. You're gonna blend it. It's gotta get nice and smooth. Now, one of the recipes called for if you have an ice cream maker, you can instantly pour this in and voila, let it do the work. If you don't, and it's not super thick and sorbet creamy, then you can do what I did and stick it in the freezer. This is in the process of, so you're gonna see that it is still kind of icy and chunky. Every 30 minutes, I would go and smooth that out until I came up with this beautiful smooth, and it's orange, but it's kind of tricky to see, smooth sorbet texture. Now this, like I said, is cantaloupe. You can do it with any type of fruit that you want. Oh, look how pretty it is. Let me come around and show you because I know I'm a little far away. That is our sorbet. I'll take a picture and post it because it is a little tricky to see. But this is our easy peasy sorbet. It's cantaloupe. I cut it up. I got it fresh from the farmer's market. With this, I cut up 3 cups and I put it on my pan and froze it. That was one batch. Another batch, I actually made it and stuck it in and blended it, and it came out super runny, so I put it in my freezer every 30 minutes. So I have 2 different batches, 2 different ways that you can make it that I wanted to show you. And then all you're adding is you're adding your sugar water, you're adding a little bit of lemon juice, so I need to add it to that real quick. Oops. And then you're freezing it. You can use any fruits, Jamie. So if you're going to use any type of pitted fruit that has like apples or anything, you're going to want a little bit more liquid so that it will soften it. If you have something like strawberries or blackberries, anything with tiny little fruits, when you pour your fruit puree, when you get it down, you're going to want to just gently sift it so that you can get some of those seeds out of it. But really, it's super easy and super yummy. I'll probably experiment a few more times with this just to see how I can get it better than the last. But it's got a natural, I can taste the cantaloupe. I can taste a little bit of the sugar in there because I know it's in there. Hi, Judy. And then, super yummy, super easy. So that is our sorbet of the day. Again, real quick, if you don't have simple syrup, you can make it yourself. It's really simple. You're going to take your fresh fruit. You can also use frozen fruit. That's why I froze my cantaloupe for that batch. If you do it the other way like I did and just blend your fruit at room temperature, or even if it's been in the fridge, then you're going to want to stick it in a container and stick it in your freezer. And over the next, I believe I did it for 2 hours. Over the next 2 hours, every 30 minutes, you're just going to kind of smush it up and mush it up. That way it gets a nice creamy texture. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But thank you for joining me for this quick sorbet little tidbit. I'm going to finish putting my lemon juice in here because that is the one ingredient I left in my fridge. Thanks for joining me, and y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to freeze this up and get it going. And I think we're going to have sorbet for dessert tonight. So y'all enjoy. See you later.